this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Golden Frieza have a battle just like the good old days of Dragon Ball Z. Punches, kicks, and ki blasts. So this week's episode was okay for the most part. Basically just a very standard episode of Dragon Ball Super. It's kind of like every other battle that we've seen before. And honestly, after watching this week's episode and seeing the preview for the next one, my personal advice is that if you ever want to experience this arc again, do so by watching the movie version. You can pick it up on Amazon, it's super cheap, or you can probably just find it online. The fact of the matter is, the movie version just kicks the shit out of the anime version, just for the production quality alone. I think my favorite thing about the TV version of this arc is that we got to see the return of Captain Ginyu. That being said, this wasn't a terrible episode. There were some moments that I thought were pretty freaking awesome. The one thing I can say about this episode is that every single punch, kick, attack, ki blast had a lot of impact behind it. A lot of oomph! And I really liked that. You could really feel every single attack, especially from Frieza this week, who honestly had some of the best choreography that I've seen from the series thus far. It was very short-lived, but it was awesome, especially how he was constantly grabbing onto Goku with his tail. Goku, on the other hand, had this one move where he was managing to punch Frieza right in the face point-blank range, which we got to see from a couple of different angles, which I wish they would have stylized a little bit more, but you just really felt the power of that attack. As far as differences from the movie version, the only real thing is that they changed that scene where Sorbet uses his ring to kill Goku. You can see it's telegraphed a lot more in this version with Frieza actually looking at him and saying something in secret, and it's a little more believable this time around. That being said, that is one powerful ring. It is still a little ridiculous if there's something like that, a piece of technology, which can actually pierce directly through Goku. Maybe it's because he was caught off guard. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's because he really wasn't in his full transformation. It's kind of hard to say. And just like the movie version, it all ends with Vegeta getting ready to throw down with Frieza. And then we also get a brand new ending, which is okay. Just, you know, a nice, happy, bubbly song with montage shots of all of the favorite characters. So, what's the rundown on this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super? It was okay. Again, like I said, I just see the movie version. It's just better in terms of the animation, the artwork, just everything. The fighting choreography is just so much better. And just looking at the preview, it doesn't really seem like it's going to be that much drastically different from the movie version. In fact, it looks like it's going right for the same story, which, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it yet. We'll see all of that in the next episode, which it looks like they're actually going to wrap up everything maybe in the next episode. Maybe there'll be some loose ends in the one following that. The good news is, after that, we're getting into the first real new arc of Dragon Ball Super. That's right, and it's going to be really exciting. There's already been hints to some of that with Champa looking for those mysterious items. I wonder what those are going to be. On the technical side of things, this episode was sort of a mixed bag, sort of a 50-50 thing. Like, all of the attacks were really impactful, and you really felt the power of them, but there was a lot of weird, disproportionate designs. Sometimes the faces just didn't look right. It's kind of like that one episode with Beerus, which is going to be corrected in the DVD version, so I imagine that they are going to touch up some of this stuff, but honestly, it all goes back to the movie, bitches. Just watch this version right here. That's really all you need to see. So yeah, this was an okay episode of Dragon Ball Super. I was really honestly hoping they were going to do something a little more special with it, but it looks like they're just trying to get to the next arc of the series, and I'm really just ready to get there. I'm ready for some new material. So I'm going to give this week's episode a 3 out of 5. While it was an exciting episode, it was averagely animated, but it did have some pretty cool moments, so any Dragon Ball fan should definitely check it out. If anything, it'll get you hyped for the upcoming arc right after this one. So there it is. 3 out of 5 from me, but I want to hear from you guys. Did you watch this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super? What did you think of the battle between Goku and Golden Frieza? Did you have a favorite moment from this week's episode? What do you want to see from the next arc of the series? Please tell me in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching my review. If you'd like to, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!